Hi everyone, welcome to Greekish Outdoors. Today we are looking at the EPA Light version 1 by CONVAR. So, stick around. So this is the EPA Light version 1 by CONVAR. It's produced in Germany and it's a lightweight ration which should last you about 12 hours. I've never seen this ration before, so I thought I'd buy one and we'd test it out. Anyway, let's take a closer look. So there it is. You can see on the front it says made in Germany. This ration contains 1,960 calories and it requires 750 mils of water. On the scales, this ration has a very long shelf life with a best before date of July 2036. Anyway, let's open it up and take a look at what we get inside. A nice tear notch on the top, and it has got a ziplock feature so you can seal it up later on. There we go, pack full of items. Let's get them out so you can get a better look. First thing we get is a 60-gram pack of mango strips. You get 220-gram wheat energy bars, a 100-gram portion of pea stew, a 20-gram pack of high protein powder, 2 5-gram energy powders, a cappuccino, and finally a chilled chocolate dessert. That is everything in this EPA Light version 1. A lot of cool items in here. You've got to remember that all the items in this ration have got to last at least 10 or 11 years. One thing I can see that is missing, which would have been nice to have, is a spoon and some napkins or wet wipes. But we can't have everything. Right, let's start getting some water boiled up so we can make up the pea stew and the cappuccino. Apart from the sound of a couple of birds, it's quite eerie here in the woods where I'm filming right now, and the fog, as you might be able to see behind me, is rolling in thick and fast. And I'm going to break the peace and quiet now with the sound of my gas stove. Let's put this cappuccino powder into my cup. Let's put the pea stew aside for a second. Let's open up one of these packs of energy bars. That's what it looks like. So like a classic survival bar. Smells more like a hot chocolate at the moment. Let's open up these mango strips. Exactly what it says on the packaging. Nice mango strips. You get quite a few in a pack there. The bag itself has an awful smell of rotten fruit, but it is not rotten, it's obviously fine. It's just the dried fruit in that bag for a long time. Right, now the water's boiled, let's make up this pea stew. It's so thick now. Nice thick pea stew. Let's give this a try. It's actually alright. Salty, I can taste onions, herbs, potatoes. It's really cold up here, especially now the fog's come in. So something warming like this is very much welcomed. It doesn't taste like a pea stew or pea soup that I'm used to, but it's actually very nice. It could do with a little bit of chilli or something like that to pep it up a little bit, but apart from that, it's fine. quiet now. Even the birds have stopped tweeting. And in the distance I can hear the dogs barking. As I mentioned on my previous ration pack video, I do have to be very careful out here, especially this far up in the mountains, because there are wolves, there are boar, and sometimes in the season there are brown bear as well. Hence why today I'm carrying my Umrex self-defense gun. I mean, it's not going to kill anything, but those rubber balls do pack a bit of a punch, so hopefully it might scare something off. It's very different to being in the UK, is the fact that in the UK you can camp, some places you can even wild camp, and you're very safe. The only thing that's going to probably do any harm is other human beings. Whereas here in Greece, when I camp, especially in isolated places like this, I do find sometimes it is a little bit nerve-wracking. It can be anyway, because there are a few animals that can do some damage, including the wild and stray dogs and sheep dogs and things like that. Anyway, it's best when you're out of these places to try and put that out of your mind and enjoy a nice piece stew. Yeah, I like it. It tastes like it's a rehydrated long life meal, yes, but as I said, it's warming, it's salty, maybe a little bit too salty for my liking, but yeah, it's nice. Let's try this cappuccino. Oh, it's very, very strong of coffee and very strong of cocoa at the same time. Definitely much more of a mocha than it is of a cappuccino. It's okay. It's warming, it's sweet. Yeah, it's quite a nice, sweet, deep, rich flavour. Yeah, I like it. Well, as much as I like any sort of coffee-based drink. Right, let's try some of this mango. The packet does smell bloody awful, but mango itself doesn't smell too bad. It is mango, obviously. It's sweet. It's chewy. Some pieces are completely fine, and others have got that kind of fermented fruit cross between the juice at the bottom of the bin bag kind of flavour. But I'm sure it's fine. As I said, it's sweet, so there's plenty of sugar in there. Nice having a bit of fruit. And it gives you dural workout as well. Bonus. Next, let's try one of the energy powders. Online, on some of the images that they produce, it does show someone pouring this directly into their mouth. So I'm going to try that today. First, I'm going to open it up and show you what's inside the packaging. And then I'm just going to tip it in my mouth. I'm not sure if you can see in there very well, but it's just a white powder. I don't know whether to eat it or sniff it. Let's try eating it first. Want some water to rinse your mouth out afterwards. Ooh. It tastes like I've poured a bag of sherbet in my mouth, mixed with kind of bitter vitamin or mineral kind of flavour in there. That's not nice. I'm sure it's better in water, so we'll try the second one like that. But don't do what I did and just pour it in your mouth. Maybe I should have sniffed it. Anyway, what's next? Try the wheat biscuit. That's unusual. I've had lots of these biscuits before. And for some reason, the first bite in my mouth kind of reminded me of a British fried sausage. That's really weird. Like a proper banger, like you have bangers and mash with. It tasted like that. That's weird. Slightly sweet, slightly salty, slightly sausage tasting. I'm not sure it's meant to be like that, but it is weird. I don't know if I like it or not. It's all right. These things are packed full of energy and they last forever as well, as long as you keep them dry. They're crumbly. They can be a bit powdery. This one's not too bad. Definitely need some water while actually eating these. In fact, let's have a bit of water and see if that sausage flavour comes out even more. It's weird. A bit more salt came out then. It's not awful by a long stretch of the imagination. It's actually quite good. But it's not my favourite energy bar or survival bar that I've ever had. Right, let's check out this high protein drink, I presume. I made a bit of an error here. It said, for the enrichment of dishes, just add it to the food. So I'm going to add this to the dessert as I've already eaten the food. Right, I've just boiled some water. First, let me put this. It says chilled chocolate dessert. I'm going to have it warm because it's a cold day. But just know you don't have to have it warm. And then I'm going to add this protein enrichment powder to that. I think I might have added a little bit too much water, but hey ho. I think I might have cocked that right up. It's like it's curdling. I've kind of made it into a hot chocolate in error. But this is completely my fault, not the rations, obviously. Error. And let that be a lesson to you. Always follow the instructions on the packaging. Don't go off pissed. Right. I'm going to try this, which is basically now a protein hot chocolate with lumps on the top of it. Here we go. That's horrendous. Well, as I said, I've cocked that right up. But when I'm rating the ration a little later on, I cannot let this affect my result because I'm the one that's messed it up, not the ration. Now, I've just had one of those little bars. There are another 3 in the pack. But I did say I'm going to make this energy powder up in some water. So, a cup. Let's see if it's better than just putting it directly in your mouth. I do hope so. Just a little bit of water. Cheers. It's weird. Well, actually, when you smell it in water, it smells like Red Bull. But in a bit of water, yeah, it's got, imagine like Red Bull, but they took the sugar out of it. So you got that kind of bitterness of like taurine. I think that's maybe what it is. But no kind of sweetness to kind of make it more palatable. I mean, there must be some sugar in there because it is an energy pouch. Now, on the pack, it does state there are 62 grams of sugar per 100 grams. This is only a 5 gram pack. So what does that make it? 3 grams of sugar and 1 gram of fat. Sorry, I'm trying to translate from German into English here. And taurine. Yes. Taurine, maltodextrose, and some sugar and citron flavour and caffeine. So yeah, basically a Red Bull drink, but not that sweet. I must say though, it is much better in the water than it was straight into my mouth. Not the best energy kind of drink or powder I've ever had in my life, but definitely a pick-me-up. If you have this ration and having the cappuccino and these energy drinks with all the taurine and caffeine, etc. in them, then if you're anything like me, you'll need the toilet very soon. Right, so that was the CONVAR EPA Light version number 1. What do I think of this? Well, if I'm being honest, it's not the best ration I've ever had. It's meant to be a kind of long life survival pack, really. It doesn't really compete with the military and civilian rations I've had before. There are some nice items in here. Of course, 2 I really buggered up by making it hot and in loads of water. That's my fault. I'm sure that would have tasted better, and I am taking that into consideration when I do my score here. But yeah, the cappuccino mocha was pretty good. The pea stew was nice enough for a rehydrated meal. Those energy bars were a bit weird in flavour, and the energy powder, don't put it directly into your mouth. So yeah, I'm kind of mixed. There's some things I like about this, and I do like the fact it's got such a long shelf life. Now let's get to the price now. Online, I've seen this in a few different places, but here in Greece, I paid 20 euros for this. So 20 euros for a almost 2,000 calorie ration, which does last almost 11 years. Is that bad? Probably not in the scheme of things, really. It would have been nice if it tasted a bit better. Which is why, on our Ration Pack MRE leaderboard, this is going to get a 5.5 out of 10. So it does come bottom of our list at the minute. I do have another one of these, version 3, which I will try in the future. I'm hoping that one's going to be a bit better. But yeah, it's okay. I'm glad I've tried it. I think the overall score would be improved if they gave maybe a spoon and some napkins, and if those wheat bars were just the plain ones, it would be better in my opinion. Anyway, as it stands, 5.5 out of 10 is what this gets. Let me know if you agree with that score, if you think I'm being too harsh or too lenient. I'd like to hear your thoughts on that one. If you haven't already subscribed, please consider doing so today. It'd really help the channel out. But for now, thanks for watching, take care, much love, see you next time.